Okay, so hopefully you've completed your math, and then we're going to go through it together. Number 1, Krista arranged her buttons in an array. Which two expressions can be used to find the total number of buttons? Expressions means problem or equation. Okay, so we look down at our answer choices, and it says she arranged her buttons into an array. Which two ways could we do that? Before we can even look at that, we need to count them to see how many rows and columns we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 columns, okay? 6 rows, 7 columns. This is our distributive property. All right, let's look at answer choice A. 6 times 7 and 6 times 1. Well, they both have 6, and that's right, 6 rows. Can we split it into 7 and 1 columns? No, because if we split it at 7, there it is, but there's nothing left over for that 1, so that's a no. Can we split it at 4 and 2? Well, here's 7, and we know that's correct, 7 and 7. And can we split this into 4 and 2? So if I draw a line here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, yes, and they both have 7. So that's a good maybe. Part C, 4 and 2, we did that, but this is split between 4 and 3. They are different, so that cannot be correct. You have to have 2 of them the same, right? And 3 times 7 and 4 times 7. We've got our 7 and 1, and can we split it into 3 and 4? No, because 3 and 4 is 7, and we needed 6. So B is correct. All right, let's look at number 2. Yeah, number 2. Choose yes or no to tell if the distributive property is used. Okay, so we have to answer each one. Is the distributive property used? 4 times 2 plus 3. So here we have our, I wish they had the parentheses here. Here's our 4, and 4 is times 2, and 4 is times 3. So that's a yes. Here is our 4, 4 times 2, and 4 times 3. So that's a yes. All right, let's look at B. 4 plus 5 times 2. The times is on the other side, that doesn't matter. So let's see. 2 times 5, 2 times 4. So 4 times 2, yep, I just did it backwards. And 5 times 2. So that's a yes. Let's look at C. 4 times 2. Does it say 2 times 3 plus 2 times 1? No. And part D is a subtraction, but that doesn't matter. Don't get freaked out about the symbols. Let's see. Is it 7 times 5 minus 7 times 2? 7 times 5 minus 7 times 2. So that's a yes. All right, let's look at number 4. And if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind me, right? June broke up a large array into a 3 times 4 array and a 5 times 4 array. What was the large array? So for this problem, you might want to actually draw out what it says to solve it. So she said, broke it into 3 times 4, 3 rows, 4 in each row, okay? And 5 times 4, 5 rows, 4 in each row, yep. Now I can just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times how many in each row? 1, 2, 3, 8 times 4. So again, with these problems, it's really a good idea to draw them out. Okay, I know the distributive property can be tricky. Or some of you just simply said 3 times 4 plus 5 times 4, and you knew the 4's stay the same, and you add the 3 and the 5, okay? Either way. But sometimes drawing it out makes it easier. Ooh, number 5, select all. Yeah, all right. 4 times 8, okay? What facts can you use to find 4 times 8? We have the 2 the same, so that would be the 4, but the 8 and the 9, put them together, that doesn't make 8, so that's a no. We have the 2 and the 2, that makes the 4, and the 8 and the 8 stay the same, so that's a yes. These are all different, so that can't be right. 4 and the 4 are the same. 5 and the 3 makes an 8, so that's a yes. 3 and 1 make 4. 8 and 8 stay the same, so that's also a yes. Number 6, a bakery uses 3 cups of flour for each loaf of bread. There are 3 loaves of bread on a tray. There are 6 trays on a cart. How many cups of flour are there used to make the bread on the cart? Show your work. So we've got 3 cups of flour and 3 loaves of bread and 6 trays. So 3 cups of flour for each loaf, and there are 3 loaves of bread on a tray, and there are 6 trays. That's why we're multiplying. We're not adding cups, loaves, and trays together. We're trying to figure out how many cups of flour all together on all of these different things. So you can use your associative property. Group them however you want. You might want to say 3 times 3. So 3 groups of 3. 3 groups of 3 is 9. And then we have 9 times 6. Oh boy, there's our times 9s. So a couple different ways. Remember, we learned how to do that. You got your 9s trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put that finger down. 10s and 1s. So it's 54. Or one other strategy we learned is instead of 9, bump it up to 10. Times it by 6, so we know we just add a 0. So it's 60. And then because we went up 6 times from the 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you take that 6 away from 60 and you get 54. That's a harder strategy. But it's a good one. And the more you try it, the easier it will become, I promise. Find the number that makes the equation correct. Explain your reasoning. All right, so we're finding our answer here. So we have 3 times 4. So you can do your times 3's trick or your times 4's. Times 4 is a double, remember? So 3 doubled is 6, and double 6 is 12. And then that's the same, because it's the same problem. And we get 24. You could have also used your times 3's trick, where you multiply the other factor by 2, so that's 8. And then you add it again because it's 3 times, not 2 times. So 8 plus 4 is 12. All right, let's turn it over. Keep on going. We have a few problems to go. Number 8. Casey has 3 bags of baseballs, and each bag has 6 baseballs. So we're going to multiply 3 bags of baseballs, and there's 6 in each, so we have 3 times 6. So you can do it either way. 3 groups of 6, right? Or you can do your times 3's trick. Double the other number, 12, and then add it again for that third time. 12 plus 6 is 18. Okay. All right, now this one was a little different, so you may have skipped this one, which is fine. We're going to do it right now together. Jonathan organizes his pictures into a 6x4 array. Kim organizes her pictures into a 7 times 5 array. How can Kim and Jonathan break apart their arrays? Write each pair of facts on the correct space. All right, so we're looking, which one is this one going to match? Over here or over here? Okay. So my 5s are the same, and 5 plus 2 is 7. So that one would go there. Okay, my 4s are the same, and 1 plus 5 is 6. So that one would go there. Okay, my 5s are the same, and my 4 plus 3 is 7. Not too bad once you figure it out, right? Okay. 5s are the same, and 1 plus 6 is 7. Last one. My 4s are the same, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Sometimes when problems are big and long like that, they seem a little scary, but if you just work through them step by step, they're not so bad. Okay, let's look at number 10. A farm stand has cherries on 2 shelves. Each shelf has 4 boxes. Each box has 8 ounces of cherries. Yum. Remember cherries and cherry pits? How many ounces of cherries are displayed in all? Write an expression that represents the amount. Remember that word expression means the same as equation, or write the problem. Okay? So we have 2 shelves, and each shelf has 4 boxes. Each box has 8 ounces of cherries. Okay? 2 shelves, 4 boxes on each, and then 8 ounces in each box. So we're multiplying. We're not adding them together because they're all different things. So you can do 4 times 8 or 2 times 4. I like 2 times 4 because it's doubles. So I get 8. 8 times 8. Oh, there's a tricky one. You remember what we said? 8 on the floor, 8 on the door. 8 times 8 is 64. Gotta remember that one. All right. Or you could have added 8 groups of 8. Sometimes with that 8 times 8, you just remember the little song. Number 11. We're getting right through this. You guys are going to be super ready. Amy arranged her counters into this array. What 2 facts could Amy use to write an equation? Now, there could be several different correct answers, so I'm just going to show you one way. So if I have 1, 2, 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I always like to make my dots, so I make sure I count them all. So if I'm going to split my array, let's just say I split it right here. Okay? So then what are these 2 math problems? Well, this one is 1 row times 9 plus 2 rows times 9 in each row. Okay? There's several ways you could split this up. And remember, we always keep one of the same numbers because you're not splitting up one of them. You're only splitting up one. You're only splitting up one, not both, when you draw your line. That's why one of the numbers always stays the same. Okay? I could have done it that way too. And then had the same amount of rows and different columns. That's how that works. All right, last problem. Tim's family rented a canoe for 6 hours on Monday and 2 hours on Tuesday. How much did they spend? Show equations you used. Now this one has more than one step, so you have to be really careful with this one. Okay, so he rented a canoe for 6 hours. And then down here it says $7 per hour, which is why we're going to multiply 7 times 6. $7 for an hour, 6 hours, so 7, 7, 7, okay? Monday and 2 hours on Tuesday. And 2 hours on Tuesday. Right? Okay? Sometimes in math, well, in anything really, they give you extra information. You don't always have to use it just because it's there. That's why you have to go back and reread the problem. So some of you may have put 6 times 2, but he only rented the canoe, not the kayak. So they put in extra information. So we're going to do 7 times 2 and 6, or 7 times 2 and 7 times 6. Okay? 7 times 6, that's 42. 7 times 2 is 14. You add them up together and you get $56. Okay? So you're going to have your test tomorrow, and you might need to go through the video again if some of the problems were confusing, or you can always call me or Mrs. Harp, right? All right, good luck tomorrow.